Now all you have to do is wait a second. Your hands on mine. The clock is ticking. So 1, 2, 3, jump.
I don't come from a family of musicians, like direct family. So one of my uncles had a drum kit. He bought it when he was in his teens, and I was about 4 years old. So he bought the drum kit. It sat around the house for a while, and every time I would go over, I'd pick up sticks, or if he hid the sticks, I'd pick up pencils and start playing it until finally one day he gave me the kit when I was about 9. And at 9, I just started listening to records and trying to figure out what the drum parts were, and just kind of teaching myself how to play drums. Yeah, until I was about 16, I just continued learning on my own, and then at 16, I started taking lessons.
Now all you gotta do is wait. What? Your hands, the clock. Go 1, 2, 3, shoot. Don't be shy about that. Now all you gotta do is stay. The clock is ticking, so stay. Boston.
There was a band in Toronto called Bass is Bass, and they were kind of a hip hop R&B soul band. And I was a big fan of the band, and at one point I heard that the drummer was leaving, so I did whatever I could to find out how to get to management, call them up, get an audition, and I got the gig, and it was my first kind of like profile thing. So we were doing TV shows, and we did like a major cross Canada tour with Tom Cochrane. So after Bass is Bass, I did a ton of recording with them. I was with them for about 2 years. And then I ended up hearing about an audition for Nelly Furtado.
It's like, damn, why you gotta be so cold in the summertime? Summertime, I was really rooting for you. I was really rooting for you. Yeah. It's like, man, why you gotta be so cold in the summertime?
So what happened there was I got called to do an audition for her, and I wrote her name down in a book. I got the number of the management, and that day, the day that I had that phone call, I was doing a session for a rap artist named Snow. And while I was in the live room, you know, getting my drums all ready, I heard the producers talking about, oh, have you heard this Nelly Furtado? It's gonna be huge, blah blah blah, and they were just going on and on about it, and I was like, Went back to my book and I looked up the name. I was like, oh, that's her. So I was like, I gotta get this. I really gotta get this. So yeah, I went in and I was like, I want to do this.
It's like, damn, why you gotta be so cold in the summertime? Summertime, I was really rooting for you. Yeah, yeah. I was really rooting for you. Yeah.
So I toured with Nelly for 3 years. And then after that, the band was like changed around a bit. I had an audition with Blue Band Group in Toronto, which I ended up getting. I started off as a sub in Toronto. From there, I went to Germany for 3 years. They asked me to do, they opened up a very, very slow touring show in Europe. And I basically had a year off in between the next thing that was gonna happen with Blue Man. And at the time, I was gonna move to Las Vegas. So I had my working papers from Canada to go and live and work for 3 years in the States. And the day that I got to Toronto, the music director, Dean, phoned me up and was like, hey, are you in Toronto? I was literally at the airport in a taxi, and I was like, yeah, I just landed 20 minutes ago. Oh, great, I have a gig for you on Tuesday. It's this girl named Alessia Cara. She's a brand new singer. And I was like, cool, okay. I got in the room with her the first rehearsal, and we played one song and we took a break, and I was like, I looked over at the keyboard player who I just met, Eric, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna tour for like the next 3 years. We're gonna do this TV show, this one, and he was like, what? And it all happened. It totally happened.
There's a golden waiting for you in the dark. You should know you're beautiful, just the way you are. You don't have to change a thing. The world could change, and it's hot. No scars, you're beautiful. We're stars and we're beautiful. Say,
I've always played Vic Firth drumsticks. So my first sticks were the SD9 drivers, and they felt amazing. They were maple. They felt like really great to play. And then as I started playing longer and heavier, I started getting into the hickory sticks. Right now I'm playing a 5B. I go back and forth between the Vic Grip 5B stick or just a regular 5B with the Vic tape. I joined Vic Firth 20 years ago, and for me I think it might have been one of the first endorsements I ever had. I just feel very dedicated to them because they've been dedicated to me for all this time.